This episode includes cigar and tobacco content. Nicotine is addictive. This show is intended for adults over 21 years old only. Please smoke responsibly. Welcome to Down to Earth, the podcast for cigar smokers, whiskey drinkers, and for the people just looking to kick back, light up, and have a good time. I'm your host, Jerry, and I'm joined by, as always, my co-host, Gio and Caleb. Fellas. What is up, Gio?
What's going on? And I'm surprised you didn't yet. And not Caleb.
Nah, I didn't say it this week. He's on vacation. He's in Virginia Beach enjoying his life. 3 straight episodes without our buddy. But he'll be back strong next week, and you know, things will be better.
Be ready to rock, you know.
I hope so.
Don't sleep on my man Caleb.
Don't sleep on Caleb. Caleb will sleep on you. That being said, we have an interview tonight. We had Derek Matthews on from Black Label Trading Company and Blackwork Studios. It was a great interview. I think it's something you guys are really going to enjoy. We got to dive into a little more cigar talk than usual, but it was good conversation. Obviously, it's always a pleasure to have Derek on. He's one of those guys in the industry who are very easy to talk to. He's a really good dude.
Well, he's cigar industry, but like he doesn't have that cigar industry personality of like some people in this industry are very pompous. And like,
when was the last time we interviewed a pompous person?
Probably. I mean, I think here they requested to be interviewed by us, and then probably the La Vega guy. Like I felt like,
damn it! I knew you were gonna say that.
I feel
who requested to be interviewed.
He asked to be interviewed by us.
Okay,
like, and I don't mean this in a bad way. Like I mean,
no, there were jokes that were made that was funny. It ended up being good, but
we learned we got through it and learned out like the personalities there. Like because there's that original like I don't know like. A lot of cigar people have that look to them. It's like a really crazy groomed beard and a mustache and like a hat or some shit, or everyone's got their own little personality. Then there's like Matt Booth, who is his own island.
He is definitely an island.
Like Matt Booth is Matt Booth. Like that dude, there will never be another. Caleb's probably the closest thing.
He's very close.
Yeah. So that said, guys, we have a lot to get to today. Stealing that from Jerry. That being said, as always, our show is brought to you by our title sponsor, Crown Heads, John Huber, Tim Osgender, Crown Heads, Oz Family Cigars. They pack one hell of a punch. They just dropped 3 bangers within the last couple months here, and all of them are smoking fantastic right now. You guys are gonna want to get your hands on them, you know. And then again, special thanks to John for contributing to our PBA golf tournament.
I thought we were keeping this all a secret.
I mean,
nobody knows.
Like we talked about it with Derek. I don't know.
I know we don't want the cat out of the bag for the guys at work that do listen.
I mean,
it's going to be an extravagant event.
I feel like they knew at least Crown Heads was going to come back.
There was no doubt.
Yeah.
John does everything for everybody. One of the best guys in the industry.
I love the dude. He is such an awesome person. And, everything he does for us in the show is so appreciated. Just a genuinely good human being. And guys, make sure you're smoking Crown Heads. They got Mil Diaz Maduro, La Imperiosa, Broadway, Moonflowers Out, Jericho Hill, Tennessee Waltz. That rebrand is going strong. It has really been like, and again, people think we're probably just saying this because they sponsorship. No, 2026 has been like a year for Crown Head cigars. Like they killed it.
I saw Skip Martin smoking a Moonflower earlier.
Nice.
Yeah, he posted a picture with it. And I'm like, this cigar is gaining traction.
Well,
so if you have not smoked it, it's amazing.
And it's regular production. There's no waiting. Like other than the actual just general shipping, guys, you will be able to get that cigar regularly. It's not an LE. You're not going to have to, hope you catch it at that time frame. So there's going to be shops. They're going to have it all year round, and you're going to be able to enjoy it. Try it. You're going to love it. I can almost guarantee it. So that said, before we get into our interview, we also have to do our cigar introduction, which is brought to you by Small Batch Cigars. They are the official online retailer of the Down to Earth podcast. Make sure you guys are checking them out for all your cigar needs. That new page there is always stocked with wild things. And, check out their sales. They got our discount. You know it. I don't need to say it. But, guys, check out Small Batch. Andrew and Dave are some of the best people in the industry. They help out anyone they can, and they are all about the growth for the products we love. That being said, obviously with Derek being on, we are going to be smoking something out of Black Label Trading Co. This week, we are smoking the Bishop's Blend 2026, which is back after a 1-year hiatus. This bad boy is a mixed wrapper here, a nice little barber pole. It's Ecuadorian Maduro and Connecticut broadleaf wrapped around each other. Makes for a hell of a good looking cigar. The binder is Ecuadorian Habano, and the filler is Nicaraguan Connecticut broadleaf and Pennsylvania broadleaf. So sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Especially on my end. Yeah. This is everything that I like.
So we are smoking the Robusto, which is a 5x48, fantastic size. Runs about $13 a stick. It is a limited annual release, and this is the 10th anniversary of the Bishop's Blend, so they wanted to tweak it, make it something special for you guys. It's a fantastic cigar. Get your hands on it. James Brown really outdid himself with this one. I really think you guys are going to appreciate everything about this cigar. With that being said, Jer, shall we get into it with Derek?
Let's roll into it, dude.
Alrighty. Without further ado, guys, Derek Matthews. All right, guys, we are here with Derek Matthews from Black Label Trading Co. Derek, it's been a while since you popped on.
Yeah, man, it's good to see you guys. We're missing Caleb tonight, but it's always good to be here with you guys.
What's new, man? Where you at right now? What part of the country? I know you're the country traveler.
That's a fair question. I have been hitting it very hard this year. Right now, I'm at home in Texas, Temple, Texas, doing my being chained to my desk since Sunday. Got back from Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival, where we were, and that was James and I were out there. So glad to be home for I think 2 weeks, and then I get back out again. So
hey, nice little break there. I like your setup here. You got like the new little like the banner in the back here. It's a nice little switch up.
So can I tell you the story of the banners?
Let's hear it.
So the banner was like for these big events, right? Like you do Rocky Mountain, you do the Great Smoke, you do Smokinos, and you get these banners, right? This is the first one I ever bought, and I got this pole, the poles with the hole that pops into place. But these aluminum frames, they just bend so easy. So I've been seeing a lot of other brands have the accordion style, kind of like the tents you take to the beach. And they pop up much easier and are more efficient. So I just kept this one and threw it in my garage so that when I met with lovely people such as yourself, I could throw it. See, it's pretty big. It goes all the way over here, It's a pretty big one.
What is that, like 10 by 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't bad at all, man.
It is a 10 by 10.
We got to do that.
Yeah, you guys need to do that. Yeah,
we have our union golf tournament coming up, and obviously the boys are all hurting. I talked to you about it a little bit, and we just got like this awesome pop-up tent. We're doing like this, like we're going way over the top for this sponsorship, and last year was such a success, and just being able to sit down and pass out cigars and booze to the cops, and just we're all police officers, so. It's awesome to just like be able to give back to them, dude. It's been horrible here lately. I mean, manpower, we're like short 110 officers right now. There's nobody who wants to do the job. It's, forced overtime. It's honestly out of control right now. So, just be able to do something cool for the boys. And Who doesn't love to just golf, pound beers and pound booze and smoke cigars for fucking 7 hours? With 2 catered awesome meals, by the way.
Well, I think I told you guys before, I grew up in a law enforcement household. I have, even before all this craziness is happening, I had the utmost respect for law enforcement. The fact that you guys are out there doing what you're doing right now, you guys don't get enough love. So we love you guys. I'm sending some things over for the event, and hopefully they bring the fellas and gals some enjoyment.
I'm sure they will, man.
It's greatly appreciated.
We yeah, man. With us, it's just been working, like grinding, obviously raising 2 young children. And I mean, Gio's got one of his own. She's almost 3 years old. And it's just raising babies and podcasting and working excessive amount of hours. So that's really how life's been lately. This is my first cigar in probably a week.
Well, hopefully I was going to say, hopefully you're getting to burn a lot of good stuff, but it sounds like you haven't had time. What have you smoked lately that's been memorable?
Have you smoked the Crown Heads Moonflower yet? That thing's kind of a hit, man.
Yes, I did.
That thing is.
Yeah, I like that.
What else? The Tatuaje Creature we did last week. That was awesome. The Oz Family Cigars, they did their FIFA World Cup. That was a really good cigar. Honestly, it just seems like lately the only cigars I've been smoking, despite having a collection that could honestly, I don't even know. There's so many. It's disgusting. I'm gonna die, and my grandchildren could smoke my cigars. That's how crazy it is. But like, besides the podcast, I haven't been able to have any time to burn anything lately. It's been pretty rough.
Well, you guys, I saw y'all reviewed the Boondocks earlier this year. Seemed like they got a 90 plus. I forget, 91 or something like that. So seemed like y'all dug that.
Everything you guys
any
do.
Of these yet, or did you wait for tonight?
I waited for tonight, man.
Wanted the raw reaction.
That's how we work.
I think I sent you guys Robusto, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Speaking of,
so I find the Robusto. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, let's talk about the blend a little bit. Let's talk about what we're smoking, so everybody knows. We're smoking the 2026 Bishop's Blend.
2026, 10 years of Bishop's Blend. So we released the Bishop's Blend for the first time in 2016. And it was the first thing. Certainly we were kind of on the map already, but it was the thing that got us a lot more attention. A very bold profile. You might have heard me out and about on the road talking about the thing that kind of makes this cigar very unique is it uses Connecticut and Pennsylvania in the filler. Now we've always used, I shouldn't say always, almost every time we've used an Ecuadorian Maduro on the wrapper. For the 10-year anniversary of Black Label in 2023, we used a Pennsylvania broadleaf on, we still had PA and Connecticut in the filler, but we used a PA broadleaf on the wrapper too, and we called that the Bishop's Blend Novum Dialis. You may have seen that out there. It's the same logo as on my shirt and on the cigar, but with the silver instead of red. Okay. So if you see that one out there, it definitely tweaks the blend quite a bit. But this year we are back to, and last year we are back to the Ecuadorian Maduro. But this year we barber. It's hard to see if you look at your guys' cigars. I don't know if it'll show up here on camera. It's barber pulled with a little bit of, like right here, you can see by my pinky, it's barber pulled with some Connecticut broadleaf. So that gives it a little more seasoning to the blend. Now, I have smoked we did 3 sizes. We've always done Robusto, Lancero, Corona Larga. And in this blend, I am usually more partial to the thinner ring gauges, the Corona Larga and the Lancero. James has been going on quite a bit about how much he likes the Robusto. I still love it. It's a great cigar. I'll be very curious to see what you guys think of it. And then if I encourage you, not that you have the time necessarily, but if you're out and about, or maybe we can get Caleb while he's out on the road to pick up some Corona Larga or Lancero and see how different it really is.
So I remember in 2024 was the first time I actually had Bishop's Blend. That was kind of like my introduction to Black Label Trading Company, I was like, all right, we got to start like smoking some new stuff, broaden the horizons a little bit. I mean, there's so much stuff out there. And that's kind of like when we linked up with you guys, you and James, and even Angela, I think was a little involved in it. But I bought 2 boxes of them. Like the first time I smoked it, I was like, dude, this is incredible. I remember so my cousin got sworn in as a Buffalo police officer, and I happened to be at a local tobacconist here in Buffalo. I went to the shop, grabbed a box, smoked one before I went in. After his swearing in ceremony, I went and picked up another box. So within 2 hours, I had bought 2 boxes of them. I was like, dude, this cigar is fantastic. Come to find out, no secrets here. Connecticut broadleaf's my favorite. So obviously having the Connecticut broadleaf in there playing around really, that's my flavor profile. So like, that's what I like.
Yeah, I mean, I think
do you remember what size you had?
The longer one.
No, it was, I think it was almost like a Corona Gorda.
It'd have been the Corona Largo on that one. Then.
Okay, yeah.
How about you, Gio? You have experience with it?
Yeah, I think I still actually have some of the 24s. I know Jerry, I think I sent him one of like, not recently, but you're like, dude, he's like, I want that.
So I smoked through all mine, and I know that our company did purchase a box together, so we split them all up. I ran out. I said, Gio, yo, what's up with these, bro? They're just going to sit in your cooler for a little bit, bro. Why don't you slide them over? Let me get a few of those. And we do this all the time, like Gio and I. We trade cigars all the time.
Give it to him.
Especially if it's something I run out of, and I'm like, dude, we're not getting these again. Gio, I mean, he smokes on the show. He'll have a wedding cigar. I feel like you wish you had more time to smoke.
I do. So like where I live, there's not really a smoking area. I'm in like a building in a downtown area with no outdoor space. So it's like, I'm not going to go stand outside my building and smoke and be bothered by like a homeless guy.
What's crazy is he lives in this luxurious building too. It's like some of the most like beautiful apartments in the city of Buffalo in this like beautiful building. They do come with a price tag, but then you walk outside and you still have to deal with the homeless.
Yeah, they can't get in, but you still got to get out.
So where do you smoke? Like, where are you smoking right now for the show?
We're all in my garage right now.
Yeah, we're all
both of us are in the garage.
So you can see Jerry over there. There's them.
Okay. I think I knew that about the studio. I think all 3 of y'all are in there usually, right?
Yeah. So Caleb usually sits over here in front of me, but we have that area shut down currently. It's under construction.
Yeah.
It's not actually, but Caleb's just not here, so I didn't have to set up the extra shit tonight. So that was nice.
Well, you guys, the last time I saw you was PCA in New Orleans. We were having a couple of chuckles in the booth or in the hallways, and I was going through some personal stuff at the time. A lot of that's behind me now, thankfully. But I appreciate you guys being patient to get me on. Like I said, I had a lot of stuff on the schedule for travel and whatnot. But the brand it's doing really well for the brand. The name is definitely getting out there. And we've had some good, exciting things this year, like the Boondock and the Macabre. Now this Q3, we're going to have something out, the Black Works, a new limited. It's not really a secret anymore. We've started talking about it, called the Culture Vulture, which is I got to smoke one in Wyoming at Rocky Mountain. James brought a couple for me. It's a spicy meatball.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
If you like a lot of kick and spice, be on the lookout for that one.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds awesome. I mean, you guys have been having a crazy, rise through like the industry. I mean, Oveja Negra gets talked about a lot, especially just like from what we're experiencing. I know you guys picked up distributing for, was it Apostate?
Apostate.
Yeah.
Yes.
How's that going?
Yep. Yeah. It's going great. We really love those guys. Most of their profile is Dominican. Of course, we're Nicaraguan. But that was also part of the appeal, was that we wanted a brand to be in the portfolio that offered something, which just wasn't, as much as we love Nicaraguan, we wanted to have something that was a little bit different. But more than that, we've known those guys for a long time, and we kept we wanted to invite a group in, but we wanted it to be the right cultural fit, quality fit, hustle fit. And we just kept coming back to those guys over and over again, because they remind us a lot of. There's this analogy. I don't know if Brandon's watching tonight. He already knows what I'm going to say if he is, but um, there's this analogy I have that we're on the same train, and I see a lake over on the right hand side, and he's 60 cars back. He hasn't seen that yet, but he's gonna, and he's talking about things that I was seeing 6, 7 years ago. So it's really rewarding to watch them grow and be there to support them, and they support us as well. They're just always excited, always in a good mood. They're great ambassadors for the cigar industry, and we couldn't be happier to have them in the group.
Well, they didn't really have to change much. For some reason, it just seems like that like collaboration just worked. They're similar to like a gothic theme, and you guys kind of got this gothic skulls thing going on too. It's like almost like a match made in heaven. And then obviously the personalities are so similar. So I imagine like just collaborating just seems so effortless.
Yeah, I mean, it's never anything for us to pair up on ideas, and we don't, they are their own business and company and they do their things, but we definitely want to see people within the distribution group have the same energy and attitude toward Ovea Negra brands. Because look, this is our sales force, sell both brands. The distributor carries both brands, and there's some synergy between. I don't want to go too far because, with it being their company, I don't know what they want on the street at this point and not on the street, but there's some exciting stuff that's going on with them. You may have seen at the show on their display. So
we saw
it's been
a lot
an exciting year for them. And they were talking about also how, being in the same booth brings that energy, and they bring a lot of their own people. They really dominated a lot on the west coast of the country, because that's where they're from and that's where they cut their teeth, kind of like we kind of cut our teeth down here in Texas. And so we see a lot of traffic over from customers that have been a little harder for us to get to, and vice versa. So, but now it's just kind of going in all directions, which is, it's what you want. So Gio, thank you, by the way, for saying the name about Ovea's getting out, because a lot of times you just, it's not that you have blinders on, but you're so focused in on what you're doing every day that you don't really get to pay attention to hear, and you go into a shop and people talk about it and you wonder, well, perhaps they're just being nice and kind because I'm here and they're saying nice things. But to hear that, the brands and the group, the factory are being talked about, it's after 13 years, it's very rewarding to get the recognition. We just got a 94 from Enthusiast Report today on this cigar. So, that's you kind of,
subtle
I think
flex.
I might have mentioned to you guys before my favorite.
Just a subtle flex.
Yeah,
subtle
my favorite.
Flex.
Subtle flex. Well, hey, I'm not shirtless. I got to flex somehow.
I know. Look at this. Look at this fucking guy. No sleeves on.
Not shirtless. Sleeveless.
Yeah. Speaking of Texas collaborations, I saw that our good friend Tyler Jeffrey just did some work with you guys on his new cigar.
Yeah, Tyler's great. He's got a good thing going at his shop.
Mr. Viso Horny himself.
Mr. Viso Horny, and started working with Ovea and Now I haven't smoked that cigar yet.
The barber pole looks so similar.
I'm kicking myself talking about it now.
It looks so similar to like the Clovis or.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it looks so similar to the Clovis or the Black Irish that Romacraft does. So it's just a smaller size. What is it, 5x50?
I think that's correct.
Yeah. 10 pack bundles.
He doesn't, his shop is within, his shop is within an hour and a half of where I am. So the next time I get down that direction, I'm going to stop in and pick some up and visit with him. He's always fun to talk to.
Oh, he's a riot. He's a riot. You got to get him going.
Yeah.
You can get Tyler going. He's at what, Pipe World?
Pipe World, that's correct.
Yeah.
Even the name is fun. Even the name.
You guys got any? Have you been doing any? You kind of said with what you're doing with the kids and work and everything, but do you have anything on tap to go do fun cigar wise? Like you have the Policemen's Benevolent Association coming, but anything's out of town, or do you guys like to travel to shops out of your area?
So once in a while we do something like that. The last one we did, we went to Smokestack in Pennsylvania. It was a 2-hour drive. Wasn't too bad. We stayed the night. It was a great time. I was just telling Gio like 2 nights ago. No, it was last night we were talking about it, actually. We were sitting at the bar. We were having a beer. And I was like, dude, we got to start doing some stuff. Like, we got to go visit some places and do stuff like that. But we are going to Louisville, Kentucky in 2 weeks. So we're definitely going to make a pit stop over to see our boy Jeff from Phosphoro and over at, what is it? It's Riverside. But I think the actual cigar shop itself is like a bar. And I think it's called, why can't I think Match? It's called Match. So we're going to be visiting down there. Obviously, the PBA golf tournament, that's really all we have planned right now. If I could afford to go and our small little podcast company could afford to go to all the trade shows, I probably would. I just, getting away is so hard right now.
One of these days we'll have to do like Great Smoke or something like that.
I was in Florida during the Great Smoke, and I was forbidden to go because we were down there with the kids. And we were down there for a family vacation. I was 20 minutes from Great Smoke, and she was like, no, we're here for a family vacation, a weekend to get out of the cold. It was in the middle of February, and she was like, you're not going. I'm like, come on, let me just go real quick. Come on, I know all these people there. It'll be really nice. It'll just be cool to go for a little bit. And I was forbidden. So I was there during Great Smoke, literally in I want to say, so that's Smoke Inn. So, I mean, they had like 4 shots. I went to Smoke Inn while we were there. We were in Delray Beach. So it was like, I was 5 minutes from it. Like, we were sitting on the beach. I'm like, I could be at the Great Smoke right now. We're just sitting here on the beach, and I'm smoking a cigar anyway with a beer in my hand. I could easily be doing this down the road while you sit on the beach. Forbidden.
Don't press your luck, man. I don't know how long you've been married. Don't press your luck too much.
5 years, but we've been together for 10, so it's not bad. She's good to me, aside from that.
Okay, so with you guys, we should have to be to let you have the, to be putting up with the podcast and stuff. Gio, are you married?
No. Single dad life.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Single dad life. I got you. I think the
just a baby
closest
mama.
one to you guys is probably. Say again?
Just a baby mama.
Just a baby mama.
That definitely comes with the drama.
The closest one to you guys is probably Smokin' over in Pennsylvania. I would imagine that would probably be the biggest. There's really 3 that, I mean, there's more than that, but the ones that really kind of have the most shot, like get the most press, I think, are probably in no particular order: Smokin' O's, the Great Smoke, and Rocky Mountain, right?
Rocky Mountain's out of the question.
Yeah.
Going one, I'm a horrible flyer. Again, sorry for everybody that has to listen to the story again, but I just cannot fly. I hate it. Like, Las Vegas to me is the most atrocious flight. I'm white knuckling the fucking seats. I'm sweating. Like, it's just not great. So the only way to get through it is I have to black out on the plane.
This guy also flew to Aruba and is like, it was a great time.
Okay, so like when I get to the destination, it's a great time. But like the stress that comes with it and the lead up to it, it just makes it not worth it.
Oh, you didn't? You think that was a bad trip?
Well, can you do like a cannonball run out to Vegas? If you have enough time to plan, it's going to be in March. You guys could, get the helmets and do the whole. How fast can you drive there?
No, we're flying to Vegas.
No, we're flying.
Yeah, we'll
I will deal with it. It is worth it, but it's not worth it. I don't know. I just feel like I make myself sick, and I don't know. I'm just a worrier. I just hate the lack of control. Right? You have no control. Like, you ever go to work and you're like, okay, it's like being on edge, right? Like, you have a bad day. What if your pilot says, Jesus, man, I just want to fucking kill myself. I fucking hate this shit. I don't want to be here. Like, how would you feel about that? Because we all have those days. What if that's your pilot that day?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I fly a lot. I try not to think about that stuff because I fly a lot.
I just want to let every listener know.
You think
that your pilot has definitely had a day where he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just letting you guys all know. Everybody out there
who sees you. everybody who sees you in Vegas or wherever it is you are that you flew to ought to come and commend you so that you can get to the point you can get no work done.
Yeah.
Everybody's just always slapping your back on what a good job it was to
Yeah.
get there. And then Gio has to do all the work,
Oh, that's the biggest joke of the night
Gio and
right there.
Caleb, you make Caleb. Well, you can
Uh,
get Caleb to do it.
in all fairness, PCA, usually have a pretty easy PCA.
All right.
And that's
Full disclosure.
Your thing is,
So how
I'm
do you
doing
guys-
nothing. Go ahead.
How do you guys lay out PCA for yourselves? Like, do you get a list of the brands that are going to be there and try to make appointments? Do you just go booth to booth the way that it's laid out geographically, or how do you plan for this event?
All right. Our PCA planning. 3 year or that was my 5th that I just went to. So a few years back when we started going to it, we actually had the media credentials to finally go. Right. So we get there, we book a bazillion appointments. This is the first year. All right. We're sitting there, appointment to an appointment to an appointment to an appointment. It literally felt, I was like, dude, if I wanted to work this hard, I would have took a 10-hour shift at my fucking job. That's how horrible it was. So developing the relationships we've been fortunate enough to develop over the last few years, we now have made it to where you can kind of just walk up and they're like, hey man, I got 5 minutes at this time. You know what I mean? We don't really have to plan our whole day. So now we just kind of go cover the show, take pictures, what's new, what's coming out, we've opened up the discussion to our Discord page that we have on our Patreon page. Shameless plug. If you guys want to follow what we do and have any kind of input on that, follow us or check out our Patreon. But we've opened it up to them. What do you want to see? What do you want us to go cover? What are you interested in? We give them a voice that they don't necessarily have because we can go ask the questions for them. So just being able to do that and it's been able to slow down a little bit. We can kind of go at our own pace, talk to the people we want to talk to, go, hang out with the sponsors of our show, spend a little extra time with people that we have better relationships with, check out new brands that are up and coming. So it's been a lot easier over the years, but I just remember the first year that we all went as a group and officially as a podcast, I felt like that pilot I was describing earlier. I just wanted to kill myself at the end, dude. It was horrible. I was like, dude, I'm exhausted. And then you're taking the 20,000 steps that it takes to go through that entire day. I don't know about you, but I think that the Las Vegas trade show floor is way bigger than New Orleans.
Yeah, it feels that way.
It just sure. At the end of the day, you hit the pillow at 6:30, and you're like, I need a fucking nap, but we're out of town, so we're gonna go boozing and we're gonna go have some fucking fun. We're gonna go hit some after parties. We're gonna go to some events that people were like, yo, you guys should slide through. You know what I mean? It's just by the time you get through it, you're rolling in at 2 a.m. and you're like, fuck, we got to be on the showroom floor tomorrow to walk another 20,000 steps, and it can get very exhausting very quickly. And I think that as a company, we have been able to simplify it a little bit and make it more fun for us.
That's
because
good.
At the end of the day, this is a hobby to us, right? And it should be fun. Your hobby should be fun. They shouldn't feel like work.
Yeah.
That's the most simple answer I can give.
So I'm curious. So that's Jerry. That's you, Jerry. How do you look at it, Gio? When you're at the show, does it feel like work? Are you fired up? Is it a little both? What's the show? How does it strike you?
I mean, I like going out of town and traveling. I don't mind that. I'm one of those very simple, like Jerry, I'll probably attest to this. When it comes to travel, I'm like, all right, this is what we're doing. We'll be there and we'll just roll. Let's go. Get through that part of it. And it just, I don't know, it seems pretty simple to me in that regard. Then when you're there, it's just kind of go with the flow. And, like Jerry said, we definitely have some relationships with a bunch of people where it's like, hey, you busy? Oh, okay. Hey, we'll come back in 20 minutes or something like that. I'd rather have these organic things and then feel because when you're scheduling stuff on the trade show floor, you don't necessarily always get the most authenticness of people. They feel like they're in this business mode, appointment to appointment. Whereas if it's impromptu, they feel a little more relaxed. So I think that it's a little bit better.
I see. Yeah.
Mm.
No, I think it's got to be from the media side. There's been a lot of talk about media at the show, but not in the. It's not been couched in the way that I've been curious or interested about. I mean, to me, it's more about like to me, and maybe you guys disagree or agree, but it feels like the last 2 years we've started to finally see like the next generation. Like we're not the young guys anymore. We're not old anymore, but or we're not old yet, but we're not the, we're not the new fresh blood on the block. And I'm very happy to see that there, at least from my perspective, there seems to be other companies that are kind of energizing that part of the industry, and I see it in stores too. I've seen there's a couple of stores that are across the country that are really making names for themselves and having that youthful enthusiasm to keep the ball rolling. Are you guys seeing any of that, feeling any of that?
Well, so I love to see it. I know exactly the shop you're talking about. It starts with a C. They're doing an awesome job. Don't personally know the guys, but I know that they're bringing in a new generation of smokers, which is what we all want to do. I'm 36 years old. Some days I feel like when I roll out of bed, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like absolute dog shit. And then I remember I'm in the cigar industry and I'm probably one of the youngest people in this industry. So just being able to feel youthful and bring some new youth. And obviously all of our coworkers, our department's so young. It's no shock when guys come up. I mean, we're literally known as like the cigar cops at work. They're just like, dude, talk to Jerry, talk to Gio. If you need any cigar information, like if you need information, talk to those guys. They know fucking everything. Can't even tell you how many times I've gotten a text from a coworker like, yo, man, I got this event coming up. I need some suggestions on some good cigars. And then you kind of just, you hit them with the, well, what are you looking for, man? You want to get put on your ass? Do you want something light? Like you kind of like, and you've smoked so much that like, you're just able to point them in the right direction. And I don't think I've ever had somebody say to me like, that was a horrible recommendation. I can't believe you did that. Like, and then again, we live in tax hell here in New York, so it's pretty difficult. And, you point guys in the right directions. Like, oh, where do you get your cigars? Like, there's brick and mortars. There's some good shops here in Western New York. There's some great shops online. It depends what you want to do. It depends what you're looking for. Not every shop carries everything. And, you got to figure out what you like. And it's nice to just be able to bring some like younger guys in. Like these police officers, we have a pretty young department right now. Everybody's smoking cigars. I love to see it. We're just, hanging out in a circle on our breaks, like while we're eating, just smoking cigars. It's summer here. We only get probably 4 to 4.5 months of nice weather here. Great to see everybody out on the golf courses, smoking cigars, hanging out. So I don't know. There's definitely like a new generation of smokers that are being built on the social media platforms like podcasts. There are some great Instagram pages. There are a lot of really great younger smokers that are doing a great job putting out the information and making people want to, not look at it as like you have to be 80 years old to have a cigar.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good stuff happening.
So to piggyback off Jerry's answer, I'm going to steal a J. Cole line. It's like being little bro and big bro at the same time. We have obviously our people that we've known and like, respect and view them as, legends of the industry, so on and so forth. And then there's that newer crop of people that are coming in that may have started or got into things because of stuff we did. It was a little humbling because there was another podcast that came up, just introduced themselves. I think they're relatively new. Not quite sure on their exact time of how long they've been operating, but it was awesome to talk to that and see newer people just getting out there and wanting to, cover the industry. And like that stuff is cool to us because I never fucking thought like we're talking about cigars and I don't consider myself a master, or a sommelier in terms of palate and all that.
Enthusiast?
Like
a cigar enthusiast?
I am an enthusiast. I like cigars. That's not in terms of like my palate I was referring to. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. I have no clue. My tasting notes are always shot.
But like in terms of seeing that like next grouping of like people who want to get involved, because you need it to continue in order for the industry to grow. And it's cool to say you've been a part of it. Like, I definitely think like we have our niche and our little footprint here. It doesn't necessarily, it ain't the largest, but we still got our little follow, and we've learned it through just various instances of like things that have happened throughout this year. Like, we've told the story. What was it? Crux cigars.
Yeah, Crux. That was a good one.
I don't know how familiar you are, but so they had a new release called the Passport. It was like a re-blending of it. Well, our software that we used for like editing the review post, sometimes for whatever reason, will change the font color on the font. Well, it just so happened it changed the font color from the usual white we use on the P in Passport to black, so it was unreadable. So it said Crux Cigars Assport, and like they're like messaging Jerry, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
They were fucking mad.
We gave him like
They were mad.
That's some Larry David shit right there,
Dude. It literally felt like
That's
Seinfeld.
Awesome.
You're like, no, like that's not it at all. The score was great. It was an awesome cigar.
It was like a 92 or something. We gave it
like,
a great review.
What do you mean Assport?
You like it
and,
sucks.
and it was like, it was heated for a second. I'm like, hold up. Slow your roll. First things first.
It's fucking awesome.
What are you talking about? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm talking to him, and I'm just like dumbfounded at it. I call Caleb on the phone. I never publicly said who did it, but it was Caleb. There you go, everybody that was wondering how it happened. But Caleb didn't take. I mean, Caleb was like, "No, I couldn't have done that. It's impossible."
What do you mean?
I'm like, "No, dude, you posted it. Don't you proofread?" So, Crux Cigars ends up reposting it on their page.
And it says
it says Assport, and I think they thought that the cigar sucked. I mean, from my understanding, they were pretty upset about it. But I'm like, hold on, guys, it's been up for 30 minutes. It's a quick fix. Reposted it, and then we visited the booth, and they're like, there they are, these guys. I'm like, dude, hold on. First things first. I'm just trying to putt. You have a putt thing in front. I'm just let me sink a couple putts so that we could talk about it. No, they were good sports in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
I think
it was pretty funny.
He told me about it, and I know
he was
for
the most part. So go ahead, Gio.
He told me about it, like called me on the phone, and I know when Jerry's trying to be serious, but then when he explained, I burst out laughing, and then he did, and I'm like, oh my god.
Dude, I'm on the other end of this phone laughing. Like I'm like trying to hold back tears because like it was such a stupid mistake. But it's like, if the cigar did suck, which on the record we've already made it very clear it did not. That's probably what I would have called it anyway. Just saying, they weren't wrong.
I mean,
they weren't wrong. That's what I would have called it if it sucked.
There are some edgier names definitely that have been used than more than that.
But then I think
so horny, right?
Oh, so horny. Everything that I mean,
all of them.
PNC's coming out soon. I don't know. Do you know what that is? I know you know.
No.
Okay. Well, I don't want to ruin it, so we'll keep it quiet. I'll text you what it is. But yeah, that's coming out. But yeah, no, if it was a horrible cigar, I would have said it. And that's probably what I would have said. I'd be like, yeah, the Passport, more like the Assport. And it would have just been the stupidest joke, but apparently it got way out of control, and Caleb's stupid clerical error got me yelled at for 20 minutes. And I was just like, dude, stop.
Dude,
I can't listen to this.
There are so many things that happen, you know, things that we've made every mistake that we can own. There's been mistakes that were out of our control, but you just eat them and move. You just learn from them and move on to the next, even if they're out of your control, man. That's part of the journey. And so I think your attitude toward it has to be, like you said, being a good sport and just saying, yeah, you know, we're not here to piss anybody off. We're here to make products that hopefully people will enjoy, have a good time, have fellowship over with their friends, the family, whoever, meet new people. I think everybody's doing this for a good reason. Nobody gets into this to make people. I want to make a shitty cigar. I mean, there have been some projects that have been, let's see how far we can push it. I guess there's a little bit of that, but this business costs too much money and time, resources, to constantly be fucking around and fucking off. So I'm glad to hear that they took it in stride, and there's always these little blips, but what do you know?
On the
You
flip
take them,
side
you
of
learn
that
from them.
story,
We've done things like, yeah,
if Matt Booth, if you would have did that to Matt Booth, what do you think you would have did? He might have renamed the cigar the Assport.
oh, dude,
He would have been like,
oh
"That's
yeah, dude,
amazing. Why didn't I
for
think of
sure.
that?"
But that's his.
I
But
know.
everybody takes that from him, knowing who he is, because that's his personality, and I like that. I like that his personality comes through in that way. And I like it that our brand is looked at as a way of, we take it very serious, but our whole thing is wanting to be creative, whether it's in the blending, the artwork, the approach to packaging, like the coffin nails, or we want to be known as creatives. That's the oveja negra, right? That's the black sheep, and trying to do things a little bit different. It's an old school product, done in a new school way. We didn't come to this industry with a family legacy. We didn't come to it from I worked in retail a little bit, but the founders of the company, they didn't have tobacco shop experience or industry experience. So it's our take on what can we bring new and different to an existing environment that keeps people engaged. And so hopefully, seems to be working, and hopefully people are still enjoying it. So
I can tell you from a personal experience. I know Gio said it earlier, but we have definitely put some guys on to Black Label. So we do have one shop that carries Black Label here in the area, and dudes are always asking questions like, "Hey man, what is that? Like, what brand is that? I never seen that. That's not a Monte Cristo. Like, you're smoking some crazy stuff." Like, and then again, that's kind of where like our influence helps. Um, I always love. So me, I'm not like a big. All right, I got to be careful how I say this, but not careful because I don't really care. But I've pretty much come out and said like Altadis, right? These are all like legacy. All their cigars are named after like legacy Cuban brands. Um, if that embargo ever lifts, I'm very curious how that's going to play out, especially if they're allowed to import their cigars into the United States. I have no idea how that would play out, but I don't know. I think it's a little cheesy, and I like to get guys away from stuff like that to try some of the smaller boutique blends and brands that are out there. There's so many. There's so many great ones that people have never heard of because they just refuse to do anything except smoke legacy Cuban brand names. And I'm a victim slash person that had done this in the beginning. When I first started smoking cigars, I was like, "Oh, Cohiba, it's the best. Like it's, that's a Cuban brand." And then you learn a little about it, and you're like, Red Dot and a Behike are completely different. They're not the same thing whatsoever.
right.
So I always push the smaller brands and just try to do what we can to help influence people into getting into, smaller boutique blends and brands that are out there. There's so much
Well,
this industry can offer.
you guys on the media side are that new blood like that is, we talked about it for brands and consumers and youth, but like for you guys, like, look, the truth is, and it's hard to admit. It's not to say I won't ever go on other podcasts that are up and coming, but like as the company has grown and there's been more demands on my time, I have to decide where I'm going to go, when I'm going to do it. I get people that write us all the time and say like, "Well, when are you coming to this state?" And I say, "Dude, go to our retailer map, like our event map. We just did 7 events in that state or whatever." And they, "Well, you didn't come to my shop." It's like, first of all, does that shop carry our brand? That's the one thing, is like retailers are always going to listen to what the consumers want. We get a lot of people like, "Have you gone into this store to offer your products?" So yes, we pay our sales team to go and do that. But ultimately, if the retailer doesn't have the demand, if they're not getting requests for it, if they don't think it's going to make them money, they're not going to bring it in. So I always tell people who are asking us, "Have you been to the area? Are you coming to the area?" Like, "Well, what store is it? And have you talked to your retailer about our brand?" Um, because we want to support every retailer. I would love to support every podcast and come in and do interviews and stuff. And you guys are definitely like I can't always make it every time you ask me to come on, but it's always something that it's always going to happen. Like whenever, like I said, we will do it. And I mean that. Um, and so I have to be more mindful about not only am I giving my time to the people who are older and established, I have to also do it like, well, who's doing a good job that's new blood, that's getting capturing a new audience, taking a new approach, a little not necessarily edgy, but like I like you guys that because some podcasts, and I respect it, you can't swear on there. You can't tell the truth. You can't say things that might, hurt some people's feelings. You guys, you just let it fly. It's just like if we were sitting here in my backyard. So it's very easy for me to come on. You guys are doing a great job with it. Keep going, man. You guys are doing it right for sure. And you're always cool at the show. You take the right approach. I like it that, you don't loiter. Like, here's the thing. Maybe nobody said it. Like, if you come to the booth and we're super busy, and we don't have an appointment, which is fine. Doesn't mean we're not going to make time for you at some point. But if we're in the middle of doing like sales business, I like it that you guys just don't you do a good job of
We don't linger.
being there when you need to be there to get done what you need to get. Right. You don't linger.
I know.
It never feels like, oh, fuck, I got to deal with these guys. Like, I got to squeeze these guys in so I can get them behind me and move on to the next thing.
Gio says
like
this best.
And I appreciate that.
What's your mantra on the show?
They're there to make money. They are there to work.
This is your Super Bowl
function.
We always say that. And that is exactly what if you're in the middle of a conversation with a potential customer or somebody that's, looking to place a $30,000 order, like who are we to step in front of that and say, oh, well, we know these guys. Like we say, what's up? Shake your hand. We give it a little look like, yeah, they're busy, dude. Let's fucking skeet out of here real quick. And, we'll come back and we'll say our what's ups later. Like we are never, ever going to disrespect anybody, linger around and make you give us our, attention that like, that's not what it's about. And as far as our podcast, I love that you said that, how like the authenticity that comes with it. That's basically what we go for. We're here for shop vibes. So our podcast is shop vibes. This is what you would expect in a cigar shop. You say what you want to say. You don't hold back. That's what we model ourselves after. Half our show is not even about cigars. And I think that's important. I think to bring a shop atmosphere into a podcast, talk about cigars, tell you what should be, you should be on the lookout for, and to just bring some authenticity. We talk about some you could argue that it's kind of controversial. We talk about shit that like maybe some people just don't want to talk about, but we're not afraid to talk about it. We're all here with the freedom of speech, and we say what we want to say. We smoke what we want to smoke, and nobody's going to tell us any different. So it's as authentic as you could be in a podcast. No tiptoeing and walking on eggshells here.
I think you guys are in a unique position with your careers that you kind of you get to see the best and worst of humanity. And I think that brings in when you're in your alone time, or I shouldn't say alone time, but not your work time, it's going to influence the way you behave outside of work. Like I learned that, working for the federal government as long as I did, though I appreciate and enjoyed my time there to some degree, I really wasn't able to be the way that I want it to be, that I can be in this industry and in this business, and that's, I think we always gravitate toward, as the older we get, the more you kind of gravitate toward the things that are meaningful to you. So yeah, the authenticness, you guys are definitely part of that ecosystem, not just of podcasters, but the whole industry. So embrace you said you're 36 now. Gio, how old are you?
35.
If you care to say, don't say, whatever.
Yeah. 35.
So see, I'm 51, and it's like, this is where I want to be now. And I'm happy to see. And when I was your guys' age, I was at the shop, ringing a register, talking to people about wrapper binder filler, the newest thing, reading the magazines, tuning into the podcast. And it's crazy that now I'm on the podcast. Like I'm a guest on a podcast. It's kind of nuts to think about, for me anyway. It still trips me out. People ask me to sign shit at events. Like, okay, well, but then I remember I was that guy. I was that guy asking somebody to sign shit for me.
I remember the first
So,
time going to PCA and a retailer coming up to us and asking to take a picture with us because they told us when they listen to us, it makes their commute so much better, and they laugh their ass off every Wednesday when they listen to us on their way to work. And I'm like, that's crazy. We record a podcast in our garage and somebody just asked us to take a picture. It's like you're I don't really, it's kind of hard to describe. Like, you're very humble about it. You're like, of course, dude. Like, what's up, man? Like, how are you? What do you do? Where's your shop? Like, what do you like? Like, and then you're talking to them and you're just like it, you almost feel like you matter, and it's the weirdest thing, but you make somebody's day better just by doing this. And I
well,
know we don't get a million listens every episode, and if we did, I always told Gio I would probably not like that very much, because then every single thing about you's out there, and I like that we have this niche little corner of the world that people respect and a certain amount of people listen to, because my biggest fear in the whole world is being famous. I would never want that. But making a few people's
people
day
always
better.
say money and fame. I said, fuck the fame. I'll take the money.
There you go. But just making through every platform, the amount of people that we make happy and just make them laugh. And we even get some haters, and I actually love the haters. I love when people talk shit. I love that. I love when somebody listens to something and talks shit, because I laugh. I'm like, yeah, dude, there's still a couple real ones out there. They're hiding behind their keyboard, but they're out there, dude. I love it.
And then you definitely acknowledge them.
Yeah.
Talk a little shit back.
Oh, dude, I crucified the dude on Easter. It was Easter Sunday. I'm sitting there laughing. Some guy was talking shit. And what the hell was it? They were, what they say, learn how to take a drag, or no, learn how to draw a cigar to Gio. I said, learn to draw these nuts. Like, I'll talk shit back. I don't give a fuck. I work with the most egotistical men on planet Earth. There's nothing more ego driven than a police officer in the district that we work in. So you ain't gonna talk shit to me. I gotta talk shit back. And I'm sure he was shocked he got a reply. I love it.
Well, get what you give. What do you how are you guys finding the cigar for your palates?
Again, this is bringing me to 2024. This is awesome, dude. This is such a good cigar.
You like it?
Yeah, dude. The blend is awesome, dude. Just like, there are certain cigars, and this is one thing that we get a little critique on the show. We do 52 shows a year, right? So our list is kind of maybe jaded. Like, we're not the half-wheeler, the cigar aficionados of the world, right? We don't have huge advertisements. We have a few companies that we work with that we absolutely love. And I tell this to Gio all the time, and he'll back me on this. We don't accept every person that wants to be advertising on the show. It has to be something that we believe in. Like, something that we actually will smoke and we enjoy. Like, anybody can read an ad. It's just not something that we do here. It's authentic. So everybody that we're paired with are things that we like, and people that we like, and things that we believe in. But as far as a cigar goes, this is, like I said, bring me right back to 2024, dude. It's a great blend. Awesome cigar. It's a shame that it only comes out once a year.
Not even, I think it's every other.
Every other?
It is.
Is it every other?
Yeah,
That was the last
sometimes.
time.
I mean, there's been once we put it to sleep for a year. 25, we put it to sleep.
And that's why I didn't see it
but,
last year. That's why I was begging Gio for more.
Right. The thing is, I hear what you're saying. The materials that we oftentimes, like, if people beg us a lot for the paper crane, it's like, well, if and when we get the right Connecticut Desflorado, then we'll consider the paper crane. But it has to be something that we can put out that we feel like the tobacco wants it to do, or does what we want it to do. So, I mean, with Bishops, I hear you, but like with that and morphine, it's something that we even though we do put them to bed, they wake up pretty regular. They wake up most of the time every year. We're not going to do morphine this year. Some of that is because we choose not to. Some of that is tobacco. Some of it is we need to have space to come out with other stuff like Culture Vulture. Or later this year, we're going to do the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. You know, it's going to be the Shaolin Habano that was in the Five Temples
Yeah, I'm gonna
last
have to
year.
buy that.
So, you know,
It's a Wu-Tang
it's
nod.
it's just a
I
matter of like keep definitely. I mean, I like the Wu Tang. James is, you know, a huge Wu Tang fan. It's definitely a nod. We're not affiliated with those guys or whatever, but I think it's a great concept with the structures of the boxes we've been able to make for some of the more limited stuff in the honeycomb shape. And, you know, he knows all that. He watched all that stuff growing up, Kung Fu and all that. So it really speaks to the way he wants to take his influences and put them into a creative vein. Um, so I don't know, you know, be on the lookout we got two more coming this year, but I'll tell you something, man. I was on the road 2 or 3 weeks ago riding with my rep through the Carolinas, and he was like, "Oh, do you want a cigar? Like, let's smoke." 'Cause, you know, it's like the seventh cigar of the day or whatever. And I'm like, "Dude, all my shit's in the back in the trunk, like underneath the suitcase and buried. Like, what do you got?" And he pulled out a box of Lawless, which is part of our core line. And I'm ashamed to admit it, but I probably hadn't smoked a Lawless in a year to a year and a half, you know, before that. And I took it out, and oh my God, I was just like, I forgot, you know, you're constantly coming out with new stuff and testing like the hardcore core lines, the ones that everybody knows and loves, the Last Rites, the Killer Bees, the Hornets, the Porcelains. And you know, you smoke a Salvation or a Lawless or a Royalty, and you're like, yeah, man. My favorite production cigar out of our factory is the NBK, which is a core line in Blackworks. So it's important for somebody in my position to not do what I had done, which is stay on top of it. You know, I've smoked a lot of Bishops recently because we came out with it. I've smoked a lot of Macabre this year. I've smoked a lot of Boondock. Um, I'm going to be digging into those Culture Vultures because, like I said, James gave me some before the release. It's coming Q3. But, you know, you guys have a lot of pressure on you. Yeah, you do 52 shows a year, but obviously you've got to change it up from brand to brand to brand. And all of these brands have a multitude of their new releases.
Yep.
Don't sleep on the core lines. Don't sleep on the core lines.
And that's something that I'm not guilty of because I smoke a lot of core line. I have a cigar that if I have a quick hour and I'm out in the garage doing an edit or something and I don't feel like dipping into the humidor, I have certain cigars that I have boxes of that are ready to go that I can grab and know that while I'm editing an episode, I can just smoke it. I don't know. Should I even say what they are? I don't know. It's just like kind of things that I smoke. I find myself, so like if I got a quick hour, a Corona Gorda Foundation Havana Seed 142, I'll sit out. I could smoke that cigar every single day. Again, in the same profile, right? You got the Connecticut broadleaf. It's just there's just things that I love. That those are the cigars. That's my profile. I know what I like. There's some things I don't. There's things that people like that they're like, man, you got to try the new cigar, and I'm already like, fuck, this is a Habano, and I fucking for the most part hate Habano. So it's just I don't know. If they can tweak it with the binder filler and make it a little better, I don't know. There are definitely Habanos that I like, but there are definitely Habanos that I hate.
I'll tell you what, Jerry. I think I can't remember. I think what I had coming for the PBA is a Lawless.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke one. It's a Habano. Smoke one anyway, and tell me what you think. Text me. Tell me what you think of it.
I'm a consumer,
and give one to Go2, you prick.
This is all coming, buddy. This shit's coming to my house. It's getting loaded into a cooler. It's gonna be ready to go, and most of this shit is getting distributed to 145 officers. So that's the plan.
Gotcha.
We also provide a nice booth of booze for the boys. And we also have a nice nicotine pouch selection that it's just something we do. The boys love this shit. And it's funny. Like, we have these high top tables that we set up this year. We have a fucking sweet tent, bunch of tables. We got our logos on the table. It's just like probably the first like official awesome thing that we've done. And it's going to look so professional at this very high class country club that we absolutely should not be invited to because of the behaviors that will be had there. I'm almost ashamed of the things that'll happen wherever they put us. It's going to be a great time. I cannot wait. So just being able to partner up.
Do you guys do do you put the pouches in and smoke at the same time?
I do sometimes.
I don't do that.
I'm not ashamed. I take the ride.
See,
I'll take the ride, man. I love it.
I like the pouches if I'm like drinking like at the bar, because like, you know how it is. It's harder to smoke in like most bars and stuff like that. So that's my nicotine fix. Whereas like, I don't like mixing. I just don't think the flavors are there.
You sent me a shirt the other day. What did the shirt say?
What is it? Caffeine and nicotine.
And then what was my response to it?
None of them work.
None of them work anymore.
None of them work anymore.
They don't work, man. Coffee,
double down, huh?
Energy drinks, nicotine pouches, nothing works anymore. I don't know if it's just that I'm like, I don't know. Am I experiencing burnout or a midlife crisis? I have no idea what it is, but
might be like the nicotine equivalent of alcoholism.
I'm hoping it's low T, so I can go get prescribed some TRT. Look at Gio shaking his head.
Put that on a T-shirt. I hope I have low T,
so I can get TRT. That'd be awesome. That'd be a great shirt.
Hey, great stuff. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Well, we had a guy at the shop where I worked that would do the plug, plug tobacco, and then also do a cigar. And I'm like, bro, I'm not there yet. I hope I never get there. Although I will say, guilty pleasure. It doesn't happen too often, but a nice big hunk, not with the cigar, but just by itself, a nice big hunk of Red Man, just the flavor of the pure tobacco leaf between the cheek and gum is something kind of nice.
I was just talking about Red Man last night. So my buddy, I don't want to say his name, but this dude would do Red Man. Like the wad he would throw in his mouth was so absurd. And then he would also do the Stoker's tubs. Do you ever have Stoker's?
Yeah.
Dude, like,
He's not proud of
dude,
him.
he was
the worm can.
Dude, he
the
would
fucking worm can.
Dude, he would go through tubs in like 2 days. Like crazy,
that shit is
absurd
nasty
shit. I respect it though. I love it. The game's the game. We're getting our fixes.
We like what we like. No shame. No shame.
Derek, I do want to say I appreciate you popping on tonight, dude. It's been an absolute pleasure. Cigar smoking great. Love that. The conversation, as always, is fantastic. I'd say let everybody know what's coming out for the year and what the plans are for the company, but you kind of addressed it. I don't know if you want to go over it one more time. Let everybody know what you guys got planned, what's coming up, what's everybody got looking to look forward to for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'll say that this year has been a big year for us. We are getting talked about a little bit, which is nice, like I said earlier. But one thing that we're really happy about and seeing success with is we wanted to come out with a sub $10 Toro. So in the Rorschachs, both the Sumatra and the original blend, which is a Habano, those are now on a Toro under $10 in most places, depending on your taxes. That's been a big hit for us. Porcelain is also now out in a Toro. Fresh packs are coming. They just got to the warehouse, so just black label. It's for more exposure, or for the golf course or things like that. 4 different black label core line blends in a Toro. It's going to be Last Rites, Porcelain, Lawless, and Royalty. Those are coming out. 10 count sampler packs and Robustos for both lines, 5 black label, 5 black works. And then in the LE stuff, like we talked about, we've done Boondock this year. Macabre is a PCA exclusive. Now Bishop's Blend is out on the shelves right now. We've got the Culture Vulture in the Black Works line coming, which uses, there's a style used in fashion or artwork called ombre, ombre, with a little accent over the e, which is a transitioning of from fading from one color to the next. And James figured out how to do a barber pole on this Culture Vulture that uses Connecticut and then into Candela and then to Connecticut and then to Candela as it's barber poling down the cigar. So it's a really nice, visually appealing, and it does give that seasoning also to the cigar. So that's a really cool development he's done. And then finally, like I mentioned, we're going to do the 36th chamber of Shaolin. We'll be out in Q4. So we try to put out something new and unique every quarter, and that's what we've got shaken for 2026. I can't thank you guys enough for the support and always reaching out to me, always being willing, always being not just with me, but with everybody, very honest reviews on what you think and your thoughts. And yeah, keep doing what you guys are doing. I'm tell Caleb hello for me. Bummed I didn't get to see him this time, but I know I'll catch him on the next one.
For sure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we know we're gonna definitely have to do that Culture Vulture, so Jerry can get over his Candela.
No, the thing is, I like Candela when it's mixed with like a, like a broadleaf or like a barber pole. If it's just straight Candela, I hate it. There's just something about smoking a green cigar I can't get over. I can't get over it.
Yeah, we're not all the Hulk like Gio,
There's something wrong with this guy. I got 3 letters for you, bro. TRT. And it is officially on the record. Gio has come out of the closet. Not in any weird way, but he is on the turd. I'm jealous.
Hey, man.
10 out of 10 recommend.
10 out of 10?
Yeah.
The guy looks healthy. No disputing it.
He looks healthy.
He looks healthy.
Yeah,
it's looking good.
So this is a good 35,
Good.
Not a hard 35. So
I think I'll get you guys set up with some of that when it comes. Yeah. So just reach out. I don't know what size we're going to have for that. I mean, I know what sizes we're making it in. But I'll get you what I get, and I hope you enjoy them.
Well, we appreciate you as always. We'll try and get you on again before the year's over for sure.
Derek, as always, an absolute pleasure.
Good.
You're the man, dude. Thank you for taking time out of your night. Background looks sweet, dude. Glad you fucking were able to stash that into the garage. It looks good. And
thank you.
Cell phones over MacBooks.
Clearly, there's a pattern here.
Oh yeah,
Take
buddy.
care, guys.
See you, dude. Appreciate the time.
All right, man. Bye. Later, dudes.
See you, brother.
Bye.
Derek Matthews.
Great guy.
Dude, he's awesome, dude. I love every time I talk to him. I know I was doing a little texting with him. Obviously, we had some conversations earlier in the year. I'm glad everything is okay. But seriously, great guy, great company. Him, James, Angela. I mean, they're doing a great job with Black Label Trading Company, Blackworks Studios. They're really killing it. They are definitely getting ahead of steam. Just something you need to try. If you have not smoked Black Label Trading Company and you like, I mean, I think what they put out is some pretty strong tobacco, and I love that, and that's just something that I enjoy. If that's your profile, you should definitely try that stuff.
Yeah, when we had on one of our older episodes, when we had James on, like he talked about how he prefers younger tobacco because it carries that punch.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really ferment the strength out of it. So I'm sure there's a bunch of different options available. But I think that it would be, if you guys want to try some cigars that, will pack a punch, as Jerry said, Blackworks, Black Label, what is the I can't think of the other sub brand. You just said some studio. Why I just am drawing a blank.
Black Label Trading Company, Blackworks Studios.
Yeah, maybe I said it both of mine.
You did. You said it.
I thought there was a third
you
one.
said it correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And then obviously they have the collaboration with Apostate, which is obviously going in the right direction. They're doing stuff. If you want to know you made it, you're making other people's cigars.
Yeah, their
That's
factory
good.
is
The factory is
phenomenal.
absolutely cranking, and everything they do has been phenomenal. So check them out. That being said, Gio, we do have some things to get into, right?
We do. So, Jerry, you want to handle that intro?
I will. We're going to roll in a Patrol Gone Wild, brought to you by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, makers of fine cigars such as Mi Querida, Sin Compromiso, Red Meat Lovers. They have the new Cosmic Corona Sampler. They have the new Tapa Negra that just came out. There is so many great cigars that Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust makes. Make sure you're getting out there supporting a great company. Steve will love you for it. We love Steve for this. Make sure you're getting out there ripping some Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. That being said, let's roll into Patrol Gone Wild, brought to you by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust.
Patrol Gone Wild. We're doing it big.
All right, guys. So, Jer, the first story I got is a great image.
Why is
Now-
this man in a ghillie suit?
Well, so I'm going to read the title here, and you're going to really appreciate how dedicated this township is to traffic enforcement for handheld devices.
Oh my God. You're not going to tell me there's a police officer in a ghillie suit shooting radar.
New Jersey cop dons shrub camouflage to nab more than 70 distracted drivers in 6 hours.
Holy shit. So you're telling me straight up this guy's running around with a LiDAR radar gun
Or like catching people on their phone
and catching people on their phone, and he's in a ghillie suit? And
as a shrub.
are you serious?
Yes.
Real quick, and I'm not even joking, I think of our department and what we do. If they found out you did chip, you know what? Never mind. I'll stop talking about it. You want to know why? Because if it makes the city money, I don't think they care what you do.
This is amazing. So I'm going to read you the story here. So the subheadline is, let this be a reminder that text or notification can wait. Keep your eyes on your road. Oh, not your screen. The Dunellen Borough Police Department in New Jersey stated, a Middlesex County Police Department used an officer disguised as a shrub to crack down on distracted driving Wednesday, issuing 74 citations. Now, this was July 31st. The Dunellen Police Department conducted distracted driving enforcement operation on the 100 block of North Washington Avenue, an area with heavy vehicle and pedestrian traffic, according to a Facebook post. The goal was to enforce New Jersey's handheld cell phone law and increase safety within the community. Police issued 74 citations in a 6-hour span. Our shrub was busy, the department said in the post. Let this be a reminder that text or notification can wait. Keep your eyes on the road, not your screen, police added.
That's unbelievable.
I think it's awesome.
Did he have the fucking... I'm just curious if he had like his vest and shit on, or was he so camoed he didn't need the uniform?
I think he had it all, bro. Like, this dude was like,
What do you think he was doing? Did he have the binoculars? He was calling things out as he saw it. Imagine testifying on a traffic ticket, and you have to go against this person as the person who witnessed it physically, and you call it up, and you're like, yeah, New Jersey Reg, ABC 1234 is coming up. It's a silver Mitsubishi. They're on their cell phone. Imagine testifying to this. Yeah, I was in my ghillie suit, hiding in a bush, and I did see him do. They're gonna be like, "What? Huh?
zoom in. Can we see if he's got the binoculars?
Is this real?
This is a
This
photo
is an
they-
actual picture of him?
This is the one they posted. Yep, those are binoculars.
He has binoculars. So he's calling out plates and cars, dressed in a ghillie suit. This is genius.
I saw this post. I was like, we have to talk about this. This guy played so much Call of Duty where he's like, I finally can make this work at work.
Good old Captain Price. Going dark.
Going green.
Going green. That's awesome, dude. People right now that are not police officers are like, that's so fucked up. As a police officer, I just want to throw it out there. I also think this is a little strange, but that's awesome. Also, at the same time, I just
Would you do it if like the
fuck yeah, dude. That shit would be fun. But I wouldn't do it for fucking traffic violations. Maybe to get some intel, like in a field, but like you're also risking, obviously, because of Bill
Alpha
Gates
Gal.
releasing fucking millions of ticks throughout the United States, alpha gal and Lyme disease. Is it really worth it?
Yeah.
I'm going dark. Going green. I love it. No, that's super fucked up. I think it's funny though.
It's awesome.
If this is an actual picture of him, I love
No,
that.
that's from their Facebook. I had to confirm this. It was a real photo.
I just can't tell if he has his gear on.
I don't know either. It looks like he's got to have like maybe he was like in the military or something, or did he just buy it?
I wonder how they approve this. Do you think he walked up and was like, dude, I got a ghillie suit at home, Chief, and I would love to just go out and grab the B-Nox and fucking
So
call some shit out.
this has got to be a smaller department.
Okay.
So my guess is that direct line for the band who can make that approval is a lot shorter than like the people we would have to call to get this approved.
I'm not going to lie, dude. Based on trending policing in our department, is it far-fetched to think that it may not be approved?
I mean, hey.
We're on the up and up, dude.
Yeah, right.
I've been feeling pretty good about proactive policing.
I mean, I'm just curious as to what they could possibly do with that here, and I'm sure there's no shortage. But we'd have like somebody that would fuck it up for us, that would do something really dumb, and then we'd never be able to use it. There'd be a rule against using ghillie suits.
There should already be a rule against using ghillie suits. It's not part of the uniform. Do you have to wear your name tag on the outermost part of the ghillie suit?
What if it's a special? It's a specialty assignment. You're, undercover.
Sure.
That is undercover.
I have issues with some parts, but at some parts I'm like, dude, that'd be awesome. And you got to realize, guys, we are police officers. So like sometimes you see things and you're like, damn, I'm jealous. I want to do shit like that. Like at work, I would love to get the approval to rock a ghillie suit and run into a tree and just act like a tree branch. But most departments are not going to approve those kinds of tasks.
Who are you kidding? Yeah, that would require you to sit still for several hours. You would hate it.
That would be atrocious. If anybody doesn't know me by now, but I just want to throw it out there. I am not the kind of person that can just sit still for hours at a time. Mm. It's part of the reason I'm pursuing different parts of our department that are not what my partner of 7 years is doing. It's kind of sad. This might be the last hurrah.
Never know, my friend. But
what else you got?
All right, so this next one's a video clip. I feel like you would appreciate this one because, just to give you a backstory here, this was a 4.5 mile high speed chase in Fond du Lac County.
What is it? 4.5 miles. Okay, not per hour.
Yeah.
I thought okay.
High speed chase in Fond du Lac County, which is in Milwaukee. Okay. Or Wisconsin, whatever.
It's not Tony Romo again, is it?
No. This, I feel as though we have had chases where something has happened and you're like, oh shit. So this is going to be one of those moments where the officers go, oh shit. This is state police pursuing this vehicle, by the way.
Oh!
Holy shit, dude. I would say holy shit.
Get on the ground!
Dog, just give up. At this, holy shit. I said it. Holy shit. This man went flying over an entire street.
That's like a throughway off.
Over a guardrail onto the other side. He Evil Knievel'd it. Evil Knievel, Dukes of Hazzard, the Duke boys, whatever you want to fucking say, they did it. First things first, officer on duty, you're chasing. What's the first thing you say? What's the first thing that goes through your head?
Oh shit. I don't even know. Radio, he just jumped the street. Like,
there's a shoe. It's on fire.
So
inside jokes.
now I will get into the issue. So a Milwaukee man is now charged in a high-speed Fond du Lac County chase
Already like the headline. He is charged.
during which he's got a lot of charges here. Read it off here. It'll make sense why he made this daring move shortly. During which dash cam video showed his car flying over traffic earlier this month.
It went over a car.
Yeah. In court, Dwayne Stokes, 44, is charged with the following criminal counts. First degree recklessly endangering safety. I'd say pretty fair.
One could argue that.
Possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Oh, I've heard enough. He's cooked.
Vehicle operator, flee or elude officer, 2 counts. It gets even better because it's definitely felony bail jumping. He jumped, all right. Resisting or obstructing an officer and possession of THC. The backstory: pursuit of a wanted man. According to the criminal complaint, a Wisconsin state trooper on a motorcycle stopped the car on I-41 northbound Saturday morning, May 9th, for doing 87 in a 70. The lone driver in the vehicle was identified by his driver's license as Dwayne Stokes. A records check of Stokes law enforcement called for backup because Stokes had an active felony warrant in Kenosha County. During the records checks, Stokes fled the scene, the criminal complaint says. So we have a felony warrant suspect who obviously had some bangers in the car. Another deputy spotted Stokes' vehicle exiting at Military Road. The car briefly stopped at the top of an off-ramp, but then drove off again through a parking lot. The complaint says the suspected vehicle accelerated to speeds of 110 miles per hour and then eventually got back on the thruway and sped towards an off-ramp, went into a ditch, up the embankment, over traffic, before coming to a rest in a field on the other side of the street. Stokes got out the car and ran, but was tased and taken into custody, ending a pursuit that covered 4.5 miles. Stokes was the only person in the car. And then there were several packages of marijuana, a black rectangular object, which was later determined to be a concealable firearm, folded in and had 2 live rounds of ammunition inside of it. So you had the
like a folding, like a breakable gun.
The Gerber gun.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, he is set as a cash bond of $25,000 due back in court. Well, June 24th. Haven't got any updates on that, but I figured that this video was worth sharing.
It's nice to see these states actually putting a good bond on somebody. We don't always deal with that here in New York State, but that's just my little shot at the state. That's insane. I love that story. The video clip doesn't do it justice how insane it was. It's amazing. If you think he drives a car crazy, just the fact that he also had a motorcycle at some point
Behind it. No, the motorcycle cop is the one who stopped.
Oh, that's a motorcycle police officer. I thought
Yeah.
that, okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So the motorcycle cop pulls him over, realizes he's got the felony warrants, calls for another car, and guy takes off, other car picks it up, and then he goes Dukes of Hazzard.
Couldn't be worse to have a motorcycle police officer behind you.
Yeah.
The ability to keep up is effortless in a motorcycle. If you've ever ridden, it's very easy to get up on someone.
For sure. All right. So this last story is out of New York. I felt this one was definitely worth talking about because this is what happens when we have shitty people in law enforcement. New York police official fired and arrested after allegedly helping son carry out shooting attack. Jennifer Lackard, the Mount Vernon Police Department's Deputy Commissioner of Public Safety, has been charged with attempted murder after allegedly trying to help her son carry out a gang hit. A high-ranking official within the Mount Vernon Police Department, accused of participating in an attempted gang hit outside a Bronx courthouse, gave her gun-toting son explicit instructions how to carry out the would-be hit and even told him via text where to stand and other logistics, a bombshell indictment released Tuesday shows. As they waited outside the Bronx Hall of Justice near East 162nd and Grand Avenue on June 29th, Chase Lackard and his mother, Jennifer Lackard, the MVEPD's Deputy Commissioner of Public Safety, exchanged text as they mapped out the would-be hit. This is as corrupt as it can get. Chase texted his 49-year-old mother, Be directly in front when I leave. When his mother texts back according, you can't just sit directly there. It has to be timed right. Chase then donned a black mask and entered a tan Chrysler Pacifica with his mother and father, James Lackard, who drove the pair in circles around the Bronx Hall of Justice for about 45 minutes before pulling up behind the courthouse, where Chase fired through a rolled down window from the car's back seat. No one was injured in the attack. Following the shooting, Jennifer switched seats with her husband and drove her family to Soundview, where her son changed clothes before entering a nearby residential building on Boynton Avenue, the indictment notes. His mother and father then drove to a nearby parking lot where they ditched the Chrysler before walking to a black SUV also parked there, court documents show. Jennifer and her son were arrested Tuesday when police at 5:30 showed up with a warrant at their home in the Soundview section of the Bronx police said. Jennifer has been fired from her position effective immediately. The Mount Vernon Police Department said in a statement hours after arrest the incident was linked to gang tensions. Police said James Lackard is currently in North Carolina. Officials said it is not immediately clear if he was in custody. In November 2024, the son, who authorities say is a member of the Slutty Gang,
Nice.
good name, was shot in Soundview by NYPD cops. Officers responding to a clash at the Stevenson Commons residential tower on White Plains Road near Lafayette Avenue saw him waving a gun, police said at this time. Chase was shot twice in the leg by police officers after he allegedly pointed his 9mm at officers. He was later charged with criminal use of a firearm and menacing of a police officer. Jennifer's husband, James, was arrested in North Carolina on federal drug trafficking charges in 2012. Lackard said she used her experiences during the time he was locked up to help mentor wives whose husbands who've been incarcerated. End of the story. So we have basically like what you would consider the most corrupt, you abusing their position in power to try to kill someone. We're not talking like just like
No,
this whole family
is part of a
sucks.
gang.
Yeah, like they're gang members.
Yes.
Like
This is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
and this is a deputy commissioner. Deputy commissioner. That means now, for those who aren't familiar with police, they are usually
second in command
number
after
two
the
or
number
three.
two
or three.
or three, depending on how many deputy commissioners there are.
Yeah, and it's disgusting. I don't believe that this woman has any business being in law enforcement. You have her husband, who is a drug dealer, federally convicted. Her son
in a gang
and
with gang tensions and gang
was
rivalries.
shot by the police. Like, you would think that there is, but again,
Let me throw it all away. I'm gonna throw it all away.
Like, I don't know how this isn't being talked about more, but this is one of the sexiest corruption headlines. We're not talking like police are selling drugs or, excessive force. We are talking about state-sanctioned officer committing attempted murder.
Correct.
Like
driving a vehicle, explaining where something should happen, where somebody would be. This is absurd.
Also, what a fucking moron. Like, you would think that... I don't know her credentials. I don't know how she rose up the ranks, but my guess is, literally, given her complete ineptitude, it was not for her, wits.
I don't know how much we can talk about this.
I mean, shame on her.
Shame on her. Jail. Fuck you. You're the reason there's a blemish on police.
Disgrace.
Your son is a disgrace. Your husband is a disgrace. Your entire family bloodline should be locked up in jail. There's not really much more. You can keep it 100 on this one. I think based on the family tree, sounds like this is pretty bad.
I am going to follow this one for some time because the whole police are held to a higher standard. The only appropriate standard is the max sentence. Whatever is possible for attempted murder in New York.
Could happen. It's a
25 years.
Police
We'll say-
officer.
Yeah. 25 years. Anything less than that is a slap in the face to anyone who wears a uniform.
That being said, guys, that's what we got for Patrol Gone Wild this week, brought to you by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Make sure you're getting out there trying Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. They have something in their portfolio for everybody. Always coming out with new cigars. Make sure you're checking them out. That being said, Gio, we got to get into our cigar review.
All right. You want to go first before I go through the read? I'm just going to tally mine up once it.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. It's time for our cigar review, which is brought to you by Small Batch Cigars, the official online retailer of the Down to Earth podcast. Make sure you're checking those guys out for all your cigar needs. They have so much stuff on that new page. It's damn near impossible to not find something you like on that site. I mean, like I said, Jerry, I think refreshed 3 times while we were recording today. You know, he was trying to see if he could find some more Bishop's Blend.
Yeah. That's what I need. More cigars. So many.
More.
That being said, I'll get into my review. The Bishop's Blend 2026. The appearance, I gave it a 9. I thought the barber pole was incredible. The band is very similar, if not the exact same from previous years. The burn, I gave it a 9. Great burn on the cigar. I did touch it up a few times. I got a little long-winded. I did a little more talking than usual in this episode. I'm not used to that. Construction, 9.0. Nothing crazy. No crazy issues. It was great for what I needed it to be. Didn't fall or anything. Nothing crazy. Greatly constructed. Draw, I straight cut it. Draw was awesome. Thank God for Rabbit Air. I thought it was a little smoky, but the filters are pumping and there's one less cigar going tonight, so that's always good. Enjoyment, 9.5. This is my flavor profile. I have said it several times during the show. No surprise here. I am a huge fan of the blend. Look, as Connecticut broadleaf, Pennsylvania broadleaf, all strong cigars that I love. I thought the binder was good. I think the Ecuadorian Habano made it a little spicy. I think it was really it was a great blend of things that I like. A lot of broadleaf in this cigar, and that's exactly what I need in a cigar, and that's just my personal preference, but I thought the cigar was actually pretty strong, so I would put it on the more full side of things. I loved the closed foot on the cigar. I thought the size was cool. All praise here. I'm probably going to pick a box of these up. Just one of those cigars that I really, really like, and it's nice to see that it's back. I'm very curious to how the Corona Larga will smoke. I'm sure it's going to be very similar to the one that came out in 2024, where I bought 2 boxes, smoked through all of them, and now I beg Gio for the ones that he has that are just sitting in his cooler. So
Yeah. I'm sure. I bet you the Lancero in this is delicious, too.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's amazing.
All right. The Bishop's Blend 26. Appearance, I gave it a 9. Jerry touched on the barber pole. From far away, it's kind of hard to see the barber pole, but when you look at it, you can see the shades change. Even like you get some slight flavor changing throughout it as that, different wrappers start to burn. So I said appearance, I gave it a 9. I just want to make sure, because last time I gave a review, I didn't say my score, or that was 2 episodes ago. Burn, I gave it a 9 as well. I did a couple touch-ups. Like I said, that was mainly just my own, talking with Derek, or like listening to, just focusing on the conversation, because I really appreciated that talk throughout this episode here. Construction, I gave it a 9.5. I think Oveja Negra makes amazing cigars. I remember when I first smoked a cigar from Black Label, I had a little bit of combustion issues, and since then I have had nothing but wonderful smoking experiences from that company. And I am just, again, there are so many different companies that go through their distribution, and every single time it's a well-made cigar, and that's what you love to see from a newer factory. It's not old, but seasoned, we'll call it. There you go. That's a way to throw it here. Draw, I give it a 9, straight cut. Got the smoke output I wanted. When I was able to take a drag and enjoy it, it wasn't like I was battling it or anything. Very to like the feel, like when you go for that little pinch there. I felt like it was a very like
Firm.
firm. Yeah, that's a good way. Like thick, but not.
Pause.
Yeah.
That was a firm cigar.
Yeah. And then enjoyment. I gave it a 9.5. The flavor profile on this thing is awesome. The one we smoked back in 2024 was also incredible. So I was looking forward to this, especially with it being a little bit of a change up in the recipe to make it, just a different flair that we're used to getting from Bishop's Blend. And then on top of it, the conversation with Derek was awesome as usual. Definitely a little bit more cigar industry heavy than I think an episode that we're used to, which is nice. And I feel like, you guys will appreciate this episode a little bit more.
I almost felt like we were interviewed.
Yeah, he's good. He brought it up.
No, he's good. He did. He brought it up, and I was like, "Whoa, wow!" I'm used to asking the questions here. I enjoyed it though.
Oh, yeah. So that brought me to a 46.92 overall.
All right, so we have a 91 and 92. That's going to round up to a 92. Great cigar, dude. Can't forget the horns, dude.
Yeah.
Just want to say before we start ending the show, special thanks to Black Label Trading Company, Derek Matthews. Always great to hear from you, man. I know we text often and we do talk about things, so glad everything's great. Thank you for making time in your day, spending time with us. Glad the company is still putting out banger after banger after banger. Just make sure you're getting out there, checking out Black Label Trading Company and Blackwork Studios. They put out great cigars. Another thing, Patreon. Check out our Patreon page. We have a mega herf every month that we do. It's a live virtual herf that all of us get together. We get to smoke. You get to ask questions. We get to hang out. We get to talk about what we're smoking, what's new, all that good stuff. Real lounge vibe. Also, you get access to our Discord page, which is where we're predominantly active and we hang out and talk and shoot the shit. If you're not part of that, make sure you're checking us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We do a TikTok once in a while. We have definitely been slacking in that. But we appreciate all the listens. We appreciate all the support. We love you guys. Keep grinding. I hope all you guys are having a fantastic summer. Football's getting ready to start. If you're a football fan, everybody's happy about that. I'm going to throw it over to my man, Gio. Any closing notes?
You touched on most of it here. Next week we'll have Caleb back from his vacation, so we'll have the herf in full effect, which it's been 3 weeks because he didn't know how to show up to Jake's episode. Sleeper.
Not the app.
Yeah.
Not the sleeper app.
Yeah.
Just sleeping.
I will say though, that thumbnail from that episode is one of my favorites we've ever done, of just him sleeping in the corner.
It's not hard. It's pretty great.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
great.
That said, guys, by the time this airs, we'll have had our mega herf. So, thanks for everyone who had hopped on that. So, doing it in advance there.
It's tomorrow night.
Yeah. But, that's it. See you guys next week.
That being said, regular listeners will see you every Wednesday. Patreon members will see you for the extra episode every Friday. Peace out. We'll see you guys then.